I think it's dangerous to tell somebody no. Like, did you ask somebody a question, they gave you an answer, and you said, no, I'm not going to agree with it, I'm not going to comply with it, I'm not going to fulfill it, I'm not going to be present with what I heard. Yep, that happened to me recently, let's say in the past week, and I'm thinking it over, and it makes me grit my teeth because I can't be myself, and it's not my fault. It's not because I know exactly who, what, when, where, why, and how, and that it didn't go my way. So there's nothing for me to do about it, but I grit my teeth like I think that somebody else is going to continue to carry on talking with myself when it's not due to speak anymore. It's due to be separated and never see somebody again. Well, the song It's Not My Fault, let me start again. The song It's Not My Fault by Renee Rapp featuring Megan Thee Stallion. What's wrong with it is it's about females being with other females, like, I don't know, trying to talk about what they're going to do with their socializing. Why are the females socializing with the other females? She might leave with me. You don't have to leave together. You don't have to come together. Maybe you would run into each other and you can't do anything about that. But you don't have to make arrangements. I want to mention Beth Eust. I went to lunch with Beth Eust at a burrito restaurant that makes fast food burritos. And we just ate. She paid for hers, I paid for mine, and we just ate at the same table. And I think that about everybody else in the burrito establishment, the people who work there, the other customers. It was nothing to me. I would do that if she was sitting at the table anyway. If I had walked in and she had already been there, I would have said hello just the same. Yeah. Well, I used to socialize more with females, and now I can't socialize with anyone because you don't understand how to come and go from socialization of people. You don't understand. I know I played about 15 years of tennis, and you don't know how to leave the scoring alone. You don't know how to just play the ball for fun and leave the scoring alone. There's scoring on myself that's deceased. And there are still people who have tennis rackets and threatening who haven't left their houses because they lost the scoring. They were only there for if they win the scoring, and they didn't do anything for God about that they lost the scoring. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I played the tennis and I am deceased here. I don't owe you that I play tennis. I'm none higher than me, deceased. I don't have any sort of need to be anywhere in this whole world. Everything I do because I'm in order. I don't do it for you because I want you to be nice to me, because I don't want you to hurt me, because I don't want you to take away everything that moves, because I don't want you to eat my food in front of me, because. You want me to sit, you want me to be nice to you, you want me to like you because you're jerking the door lock key so hard. I was wondering if you knew I think you're not very nice anyway. What, you are greet offenders? I see myself in the presence of the greetings. But I spent 45 years of a life of greetings just to find a set of house keys I can have where I can live alone and I can eat food while the rest of the world is still alive. And I still like to do things with myself, to socialize, to do greetings the way I want the greetings to be done. Do you know how much you have offended the greetings, has obstructed that I would be elsewhere making greetings with other people? And that's you. That's you obstructing that I don't have greetings with other people. Now, how do you know that? What does that have to do with you? You don't know that you do that. I know. I'm not playing tennis anymore, and I used to be a good player for 15 years. I can afford to greet strangers on the tennis court, play for an hour and a half, and leave. I can afford it. Yeah, but I don't have the health anymore. I haven't been playing tennis since the year 2001. It's 2025 now, and all I've been doing for 24 years is trying to find a house. Like when I played tennis and everybody said no and didn't give me any keys, and I just kept playing, so what? Now you want me to deal with sex offenders just like tennis players? No. Where are you of fantasy that you live here? I don't think so. You're sex offenders, and you don't leave the tennis court alone. And I can't help it. I didn't actually ask for a tennis racket instead of a sex offender. I didn't say, Mom, I don't want a sex offender in my bed. Can I please have a tennis racket so I can play for high school? I never said that. But that's what you think about me. You don't actually speak English. No, you don't know that I played 15 years of tennis because I had good health and I'm an excellent tennis player. I'm not excellent at scoring, but I'm excellent with the ball, the racket, the lines, the court, everything. I play just fine. I asked for a new Godhead to be able to healthy play tennis again. And then just so that I could say that I didn't get my tennis racket stolen by fault, that God wasn't going to create me healthy. He had some other debt that he didn't make me healthy anymore after I had my racket stolen. But I think I want God to still appear me that I have God's blessing to be a good tennis player and to be healthy for all the physical demands of the physical activity I used to do. And I missed out on golf. For anyone who plays golf, I never really stopped playing tennis to play golf. And I would have played golf. I played it once for an ask. Do I want to see go golfing for the day? And I did go once. I played 9 holes, but I can't afford that I don't go whenever I want to. You have to be taken out for golf. Got it. I haven't been taken out for golf more than once, even though I used to live right on the golf courses in Vilda Park. Subdivision of Mequon, Wisconsin, which is Ozaukee County near Milwaukee. And I don't have what it takes to be there anymore because I got locked out of my house because I got my tennis racket stolen. Yes, but I don't have this problem. Rick Vetter. You have a stolen tennis racket, and he's a male who's about 5 feet and 5 inches tall. I don't want to be wrong. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just estimating that he's a short male. Maybe around my height. I'm just guessing about how much his height is. And I think he would be taller. I don't know, because I also grew up at that tennis club where he was a pro, and I don't remember when he began to be a pro. He taught me a little tennis, but he's not really my tennis teacher. I think he teaches a couple of my friends mostly. I know who you are. You know who you are. That's deceased. I know they don't play there anymore if I'm not there, most likely. Mequon Racket Club. Those were good days. I had good health and I loved myself in that club. So, what about now? Now I don't have a tennis racket to go back to tennis now that I am alone. And Charles Toe is not here. But is he coming back? I still don't know. Maybe why I don't have a tennis racket. I can't play now because I don't have full height. I can't play having shrunk my height. It's not my fault. I can hold full height. I don't need help with that. Somebody didn't do something against myself is not true. I find that the air traffic control tower grew my height and they also shrunk my height. So I want to blame the order. Air traffic control tower for airplanes at an airport. When they take off and when the airplanes land, that's air traffic control tower, and that is causing me to have my height shorter at this time. So I'm missing 2 inches of my height, and I'm not going to shrink anymore is not true. I can shrink, but my head got bigger. I can't shrink my height anymore because my head is as big as it can be. For as short of height as I am, I don't have what it takes to grow either. That's not true that I would. I need deceased out of the door locking because I'm at the limit that I don't have any more compromises to be made. I'm not adaptable anymore to the different changes in my environment, including I have a new pile of things on this bed behind me. This bed is illegally in a living room area or an entryway. That's the door right there. The bed doesn't belong there because that's deceased. And I did pile up some things that were there on the floor in that empty space there. They are now up here on the bed. And that is because some other things were removed from the bed, and now these things are here. I put them there. The backpack right there, that is my backpack from when I was homeless. I carried it around for maybe a week. And then I lost custody of myself being homeless, and I ended up back here involuntarily by illegal alive adultery of myself. And that is because I got shot in karma in Chokhmah by police. And I am back here that way because the police did not give me keys. For that, they removed myself and they shot their guns at myself, and I ended up back here in Chokhmah. Now, I'm not really shot. As you can see, I am okay, but I don't have full height. That means you don't know really what happened to me if I was full height. I don't want this bed to be occupied by anybody ever again. I didn't buy it. I didn't put it there. Charles Toe walked in. He ordered himself furniture, and he had it delivered. And this is not the first bed that's been here. There has been other furniture, and this is a replacement furniture for that it was delivered, was really not part of the whole apartment here, was really empty like space. There was nothing here but the fridge and the stove was here. But the floor, it was really all that was here, and none of this other things were here. It's an unfurnished apartment. So, what is the rush? Well, Superior Founder wants to clear all of the questions, but I don't have any questions. I am myself deceased ever, and I have disclosed myself as deceased is not nice. I would not do that. I would just leave the formed world, but I was forced to disclose myself deceased to the strangers who asked me and the landlording because I got shot by police in karma, and I am not supposed to see that. And also, they are not supposed to do that. Yeah. That means the police were doing the prisons with their guns, but it's not paid for. I find that they are here and they are too close to me, and I need myself deceased. You don't have it paid for, and moving all of God's motions that I am deceased out of the door locking. Once I leave the door locking, that is permanent damage to yourselves, and I'm almost there. It's not my fault. Well, it's not my fault is a song. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. You have to pay for what I get for free. It's not my fault. I like you're in love with me. It's not my fault you're like in love with me. Yep. It's if you're in love with something, that's you being a little bit wrong, mentally ill, because you have to love really yourself deceased, and that would not necessarily be an elated feeling or some kind of a light feeling of maybe attraction or liking something. That is really due to pass like a breeze if you ever have such a problem. um, Renee Rapp and Deanie Rappaport and Rabbi Rappaport. The rabbi is myself. I'm not a man, so I wouldn't say I'm a rabbi to somebody else. A rabbi would be a man. If you have a penis, you're not a rabbi. Calypso. Beetlejuice. I didn't know I could do the calypso, with somebody saying that at the dinner scene with the dancing around the dinner table in Beetlejuice movie. The star of Beetlejuice is Michael Keaton, and Alec Baldwin is also in Beetlejuice.